Hello guys and welcome back to another UCL fantasy video. Today the topic of the video is going to be about the chip strategy that you can go for the upcoming 2025-2026 season. We're going to go through several of the possibilities that you have and how I see the chips being used. I'm not going to tell you use this chip in match day 3 and use this chip in match day 11. No, I'm going to pinpoint to you some things that I find interesting when discussing chips, and you will make some of it and you may copy my strategy because I will tell you what I prefer at the moment, or you might just go away with the information and pick it yourself. This is my team and I built this team around a specific strategy that I'm going to explain down the road to you. We cannot start discussing the chips without knowing what the chips are. So we have two chips this season as we had last season. They give you the opportunity to change your squad with unlimited transfers. You get two chips which you can play only once each throughout the competition. So through match day 1 up until the final, you can use every chip one time maximum. You can of course not use them, but that will not give you any advantage if you keep the chip and you don't use it. Chips can be played on any match day except match day 1 or match day 9. This is the knockout phase playoffs and match day 11 round of 16 first leg, when everyone automatically gets unlimited free transfers. That's very good to know. So match day 1, match day 9 and match day 11 are out of the equation. Match day 17 is the final, and personally I think that using a chip there is not very beneficial for you because you need to put only 11 players onto the field, and you can easily get 11 players from the finalists onto the field without using any of the chips. So those are 4 weeks already out of the equation. What are the two chips? Wildcard and Limitless. Number of availability 1 per each. Unlimited transfers for both. Unlimited budget is for Limitless, while for the wildcard you will be using the 100 million budget that you have, or the money that you have generated throughout price increases until you use that wildcard. Team resets once match day is over. For the wildcard is no, so any changes that you make are permanent after the deadline and you have that team the next week. While Limitless, you use it, let's say in match day 3. Whatever team you had in match day 2 will be now your team for match day 4. So your team is only for a specific week when you activated that. Immediately gives you the opportunity, and you're going to say, but this way I can use it for the final. Yes, you can, but I think it's a waste of a chip because first of all, finals don't tend to bring you a lot of points, and I think that in the final you can offload a starting 11 without any issues. Wildcard. The wildcard gives you the chance to change your squad for the upcoming match days. Playing it allows you to make free unlimited transfers. That's a very big statement here because unlimited transfer for free, it's a very good thing. We're going to see in a second how many transfers you have before each stage, so you understand what's the benefit there. And any players you transfer will stay in your squad once that match day has finished. The normal rules for subs work if you already made transfers ahead of match day and then you play your wildcard, the transfers will be cancelled. That's pretty important. So you cannot prepare your, let's say you want to activate the chip for match day 3. Once again, you use it some transfers that are good for match day 4. You activate the wildcard and then you should expect to have those transfers in. No, if you activate the chip, whatever transfers you did in the past are nullified. To play your wildcard, select activate wildcard. This chip can be only used once and can be played at any time apart from match day 1, match day 9 and match day 11. Once you've played it, it can be cancelled. That's very important. Don't click it unless you want to click it for sure. Limitless. Limitless can give you the chance to pick your dream squad for match day, one match day only. Playing it allows you to make unlimited free transfers for that match day with no budget restrictions. That's pretty important because you can stack up the most expensive players into your sides. Once the match day has finished, your squad will go back to how it was. Simple as that. If you already made transfers, the transfers you've made will be cancelled, along with any points deduction, just as for the wildcard. That's very important rule. If you take a lot of hits and you activate the chip, your hits are nullified. The chip can be used only once, apart from match day 1, match day 9 and match day 11. That's fine. Then we go to see the transfers, and here is how many transfers we have for our team. So in the before the league phase, so before match day 1, we have unlimited transfers. That's why you cannot use any chip in match day 1. If you want to have an expensive team match day 1, if you have a specific team for match day 1, it's match day 1, and the unlimited transfers give it that opportunity. During the league phase, so there are 8 games in the league phase. So before match day 2 up until match day 8, we have 2 transfers per match day. That doesn't mean that every day you get 2 new transfers. So let's say one of the fixtures is in Tuesday, the others are on Wednesday. No, you don't get between Tuesday and Wednesday. You get those transfers between match day 1 and match day 2, match day 3, up until match day 8. You get 2 free transfers per match day. Those transfers will check during the league phase. If you don't use free transfers, you only be able to carry 1 forward to the next match day, meaning you cannot stockpile free transfers over several rounds. So if you use only 1 transfer between match day 1 and match day 2, you will get 3 transfers for match day 2 between match day 3. So between 2 and 3 you get 3 transfers, but if then you don't use at least 2 of them, you have 3 once again. So you cannot stack up more than 3 transfers per league phase. If you use your chip, Limitless or Wildcard, no transfers are carried. So don't think that when you use Limitless, okay, I'll have 3 transfers after the Limitless. No, you have 2 once again. Before the knockout playoffs, you get once again unlimited, because only 16 of the sides play against each other and it will not be fair. So you have to build teams for only 2 match days. Then before the round of the second leg of those playoffs, you get once again 2 transfers. Then before round of 16, the knockout phase, you get 16. You get unlimited, sorry. And then before they start switching, 3-5, 3-5, 3-5. 3 is between legs, 5 is between steps of the bracket. So before the quarterfinal, before the semifinal, or before the final, you get 5 transfers, and before each leg you get 3 transfers. That's understandable. Now, once knockout stage, you cannot carry any transfers. Okay, player prices will stay the same until match day 2 deadline. That's pretty important. For match day 3 onward, some players' prices will be adjusted on their performances. They can keep changing throughout the whole season. That's pretty important when you consider your chips as well, how player prices take into consideration. Now, we have game week 1, 9 and 11 out of the equation. I already removed game week 17 out of the equation, because before the final you get 5 free transfers and you have 6 players that are in the final already, so you have a proper starting 11. That's good. So 4 weeks are out. Before knockout phase playoff second leg, I will also not use a chip. Thus, that's another week out, because you have your team only from 16 sides, and those 16 sides you already probably have most of the better sides in it. So if, for example, if a team of the status of Real Madrid faces someone like Slavia Praha, you're going to have a lot of players from the unlimited transfers from Real Madrid. So you're not going to add more Slavia Praha players or more Real Madrid players. So that's a team gone. Already not going to use a chip. Another week where I will not use a chip is match day 2, because you can safely prepare for match day 1 and match day 2 all together. You have a lot of information before the start of the season, of the UCL season, and you can safely go and prepare for match day 1 and match day 2. That's simple as that. Those are 6 chips, 6 match days that are out of the equation. Personally, I am not going to play any chip in a second leg, because let's say you use your wildcard in the second leg of the quarterfinals. That means that half of the teams will be out, and then you have to transfer them out once again. So before quarterfinals second leg, semifinal second leg, and round of 16 second leg, we are not going to use any chips. Those are, so 5 Yes, so 1, 9, 16, 17, 2. So those are 9 weeks that were already out of chips. So the weeks that remain that I want to probably use a chip is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Before quarterfinals, before semifinals. 8 weeks. Simple as that. I'm going to give you a chip that I personally follow. I'm not using a chip in match day 8 at all because no, but that's not true, because there are some specific situations where you would like to use your chip in match day 8, because match day 8 is pretty special. Every fixture starts at the same time and you have the full information of every team's starting lineup. You can see some differential picks, some teams are already through and may rotate. So match day 8 is a good target for a limitless chip, because you can stack it up on good teams with a lot of expensive players. For example, if Real Madrid or let's say Barcelona needs the victory, you can buy Yamal and Rafinha and let's say Kunde, Lewandowski, and you can buy 3 players, of course, but Leva, Rafinha, Yamal, it's pretty okay. And then from City you can get Haaland. If let's say Liverpool needs the win, it's Salah. So you can stack it up on a lot of teams because they usually take it over the line. But for example, if a team like, let's say, Bayern Munich is through, you can just remove Harry Kane and Tulise from your side for free, and you just stack it up on match day 8. So that's one of the ways I do it. If I use the Limitless match day 8, I am 50-50 on using the chip there, but match day 8 is a good candidate because you know all the lineups and you have full information of the starting lineup, and full information is irreplaceable. Now, how I plan to use my chips. So if you use it for the semifinal, I think that using it for the semifinal, it's also not that amazing because you have 4 teams left in the tournament and probably you can scrap up 13 to 14 players without an issue. I personally did it. Last year I didn't have the chip for my semifinal and I managed to have the best players out there even with those 5 transfers. You basically have, if you see that someone is already gone, you have the second leg to already address it in the quarterfinals, and then you have 5 players in the semis that you can stack up. So it wasn't very hard, but of course there is a possibility to use it, but I don't like to use it. So if we pass the quarterfinals, I don't think the chips are going to be living up to their full potential. Now, the Limitless chip, in my eyes, should be used in the group stage. So basically before final here, I'm not using a chip. Before second leg, no. Before semifinal, no. Before this second leg, no. Before round of 16, no. And before this round of 16, no. So from the knockout stages and before the knockout phase of leg, no. So from this line down below, the only place where I would like probably to use a chip is somewhere here in the before the quarterfinals. Why? Because we still have 8 teams in the tournament and you can adjust it, but the chip that I might be using is the wildcard. If you have the wildcard here in quarterfinal stage, you use it now. You get proper 8 teams, you get the favorites for the quarterfinals. They will probably advance, nothing is certain, but let's say there is a wildcard team advancing to the round to the quarterfinals. You stack players from the better side, and that's obvious. So that would allow you to prepare your team for the next weeks, and you have it the best way possible, and you can manage with those transfers because those transfers are a lot. Limitless chip, in my eyes, should be used in the group stage between match day 3 and between match day 8. Last year, a lot of people used match day 2 as a limitless chip, which came to bite them later on because match day 3 is a little bit tricky period. It's after another international break, and if you have prepared a team for match day 1, then in match day 3 you may have injuries, you may have new managers, you may have a lot of stuff. So I usually tend to use the limitless chip between match day 3 and match day 8, because match day 2 you already prepared, and then having a team from match day 1 directly to match day 3, it's a little bit tough. Match day 2 is 3 weeks away from match day 3, while match day 1 is 5 weeks away, so that's a long period of time. I would tend to use it in match day 3, match day 5, match day 7, or match day 8. Now, I will stop talking about this bracket and I will go and showcase you the fixtures. Here we have it, the fixture difficulty rating. Once again, I'm going to leave the link down in the description from where I'm seeing this. This is the FGR for this season. We start with Ajax and we end with Villarreal, match day 1 to match day 8. Match day 1 to 6 is in 2025. Match day 7 and 8 is in 2026. So between match day 6 and between match day 8, there are over 40, match day 7, sorry, there are around 40 days of difference. Some teams have break, English teams don't take a rest, some managers may be sacked, some players with a lot of injuries. So a prime window to activate the wild card is match day 7. Here you activate it and you have the wild card for the next 2 weeks. But if you save match day 8 for your Limitless, once again, it gets a little bit tough to use. So if you are saving Limitless after match day 6, just scrap off match day 7, get 1 week of players, for example, someone from Bayern Munich against Union, get someone from, let's say, Newcastle against PSV, from Real Madrid against Monaco. To be fair, match day 7 is a pretty crappy week. If I take a look at it, a team like Liverpool faces Marseille, but yeah, it's okay to target. Then you have someone like Barcelona versus Slavia Praha. Here you can do it. Okay, yes, Bayer Leverkusen, if they're good. But match day 7 is not that good. Match day 8 is better. And using the Limitless, as explained there, it's okay. If you have a wild card, don't waste it in match day 8. You can survive the week. So wild card, in order for it to be as good as possible, you have to use it for a longer period of time, at least 2 weeks where you can reap the benefits. So match day 7 and 8 are okay. Last year I used it in match day 5 and I managed to survive the whole group phase without any major issues, and I was able to confront them with the transfers. If you use the wildcard in around match day 5, you save at least 1 transfer between 5 and 6 because you prepared with the wildcard, and with 3 transfers you can adjust here. But if you are keeping the wildcard after match day 6, don't use it in the group stage, keep it for the quarterfinals. I think that's the most optimal. How I tend to use my chips though? I tend to use my chips and address weeks that are poor for my side. So, for example, with the side that I've built, a fixture in match day 5 is criminally bad for my team. Bayern Munich versus Arsenal, Chelsea versus Barcelona, Atletico Madrid versus Inter Milan. Then you go Liverpool versus, it's against PSV, okay, it's not the end of the world. Real Madrid have a good fixture, but yeah, you get the memo. PSG versus Spurs. Then you have some difficult fixtures. But in hindsight, Limitless should be to gain the most points possible. So the other option is to use it somewhere where a lot of good teams have a very easy fixture. You're going to see that match day 2 is such a fixture for many of you, and you say, but then why I don't use it in match day 2? Because I think you can prepare in match day 1 with the good players for match day 2. Of course, you will not be able to get, let's say that City plays Man City plays Monaco, Liverpool play Galatasaray, Real Madrid faces Kairat, Inter Milan faces Slavia Praha, Bayern Munich faces Pafos, Arsenal faces Olympiacos. That's a prime week if I was to use it to trigger it. I think that's a prime week. But what I tend to have as something that I'm not considering is that I can activate and use those transfers in match day 1. Basically, I will start with Arsenal players, I will start with Real Madrid players, I will have Liverpool players, I will have probably 1 or 2 City players, I will have those players in. But then you can use it to just offload the Barcelona versus PSG players, which is something that a lot of people will start with those players, and you say, okay, but now it's Barca versus PSG, probably the final before the final. What can I do? Yeah, let's activate the Limitless. Yes, that's a possibility, but what I tend to do with the Limitless is either use it in match day 8, or find a week where my team is struggling, or find a week where I want to stack up on a lot of good players. For example, Bayern Munich in match day 3 is another prime week where I might use my chip, because in match day 3 we have City versus Villarreal, Inter versus Union, then we have Real versus Juve is not ideal, but I can offload the Real players then. We have Olympiacos versus Barcelona. We have Monaco and Spurs. We have Liverpool versus Frankfurt. We have Bruges versus Bayern Munich. This is a prime week where I can activate the chip if I don't have the players for it, and I can stack it up on a lot of guys. Atletico Bilbao I can stack it up on for Neco Williams as well. Barcelona double up from Rafinha and Yamal is not something out of the equation. And then in match day 4 I think that I can survive, and then from match day 5 I can see myself using the wildcard. So my plan is either match day 3, match day 5 or match day 8 to use the Limitless and wildcard. If I need it, I will use it. I will not use it in match day 7. I will not use it in match day 8. I will use it before that if I need it. But yeah, wildcard is between 2 and 6 and quarterfinals. So you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and quarterfinals. Well, Limitless for me is in 3, 5 and 8, so you have 3 windows for the Limitless, at least in my eyes. Of course, if your team is structured otherwise, I think that you can save it for another rainy day, but I might start preparing my team for match day 3 Limitless or match day 5 Limitless, or at all match day 8 and just forget about it and have all the information and stack it up on the Limitless and to not care about it. That's also a possibility, because if any of the teams, for example, like Arsenal needs a victory, it's Kairat at home. If Ajax needs a victory, it's Olympiacos. If it's Barcelona, it's Copenhagen at home. If it's Real Madrid, it is Benfica. Okay, it's not easy, but it's Benfica. For Real Madrid, it should be not as hard as Barcelona. Hard in itself, but not that hard. PSG versus Newcastle, I know it's away. Then you have Napoli and Chelsea. You have fixtures where you see the lineups and you can say, okay, I am activating the chip and I'm using it. For example, a team like Sporting is Atletico Bilbao. Depending who needs the result and what's the form that they're currently in, that's a very good situation. I might try save my wildcard for quarterfinals this time, or if I'm feeling bad, I can activate it before match day 4, before match day 5, before match day 7, probably before match day 6. I don't see a reason to do it, because it's basically a Limitless, as whatever I do, it will not matter later on. I will try to address the team every week possible and where I will be struggling and how I will be doing it. So yeah, this is my chip plan for now. So Limitless, once again, match day 3, match day 5 or match day 8 for me. Wildcard somewhere between match day 2 and match day 7 or in the quarters. And I think you should be aiming for something similar to get the maximum benefit of both of the chips. Limitless to stack it up on a week, avoid some issues, or use the full information in match day 8. Wildcard to be prepared for the full knockout stage, or to be saving yourself out of some trouble. I will try to look where this chip lies perfectly fine for me and where the jigsaws will mix it up. I will lie it down, and further down the road I will improve my strategy and my team, but for now I think that sums it up perfectly. Once again, this is my team. Probably Gakpo will be leaving the site as they've bought Isaac, so it's something that I will take care of. I'm missing a City player, which I'm not a fan of, because Manchester City, as seen the first couple of fixtures, if I decide to use the chip in match day 3, even if I don't decide to use a chip, I will need probably a City player to activate it. Barca, I have only one player, but if I decide to... Some of people will decide to use it in match day 2, but if I decide to use it in match day 3, one person is okay-ish, because then it's PSG, and I think I can survive with one of both of them, and match day 3 stack it up fully, because if you take a look... Oops, sorry, wrong link. If you take a look, PSG in match day 1, and match day 2 it's not that easy. Then match day 3 I activate the Limitless. Then we have Bayern Munich, Spurs, Bilbao, Sporting and Newcastle are on the easier side, but it's still PSG, so one player here and then just stacking it up in match day 3. Barca, we'll have Olympiacos, then Bruges. So is it worth, if not me buying more players in a hope for Barca and then keeping it for for Bruges and avoiding Chelsea and then rocking it up until the end? I will have to see the benefits, what I will get from that. Limitless if I use it in 3, probably in 5, saving myself and stacking up on players from a team like Liverpool, from Real Madrid that I would have sold before the last week, somewhere else. Sadly, not a lot of good fixtures are on the horizon, and yeah, that's what's putting me off, because yeah, I don't want to use my Limitless as a free hit. I want to use it to fully focus on the prime players, and match day 8 and match day 3 look better, but I will try to adjust the squad accordingly. Maybe even match day 4 looks better, because I will skip Liverpool and Real Madrid, and I will still have teams like Inter Milan with a good fixture. Then I will have City with an okay fixture, Spurs, Barcelona with good fixtures. I can stack up on a lot of sides and have them. I will see how much I will gain player-wise and what I can put into my side. This is going to be the end of the video. Once again, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you want to join my mini league, follow the link up above. There is a link in the description. Also, subscribe to the channel. I'm pushing for 5k. You can see that step by step we're getting there, but it will take us time, and with your help, that time will be sped up massively. Once again, thanks so much for watching. More UCL fantasy content will be coming your way. I'm going to update my draft. I'm going to try prepare a plan where I see the steps going. Maybe on Friday, maybe on Saturday I'll upload the video. We'll see how it goes, because not a lot of things are happening. I want to see some international games as well. But yeah, that's a strategy. Once again, if you enjoy the content, subscribe, like, comment down below, do all those amazing stuff. But for now, guys, I'll be heading out. Bye.